Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are opening up the August 2023 Sketchbox. So let's find out what's inside and make some art with it. So this is the August 2023 Sketchbox Premium Box, and the theme is product design. Inside we have our menu that lists all of the products inside the box, and it looks like a postcard with product design artwork by Carter MacGyver. We have a Goldfaber sketching pencil in 4H. We have our Sketchbox sticker. We have our Borden and Riley Bristol pad. It is 270 GSM 4x6 inches and 20 sheets. It says, this smooth absorbent paper is stiffer than traditional paper and ideal for markers and pens. We have Sketchbox signature blending stump set of 3. We have a Pentel soft eraser. It says, create striking highlights by removing pastel from the surface. We have a Copic multiliner in olive 0.3mm. It says, this versatile liner is good for line art or adding details. That's pretty cool. I'm excited to try out some olive green line work. We have a Copic sketch marker in YG06. That's awesome. Always love to see a Copic in one of these boxes. We have a Copic Chow in YG03. I haven't tried a Copic Chow before. I wonder if it's very different from using Copic sketch markers. Okay, we have an OLO marker in a CG3 chisel and a CG5 brush. I actually already have a few of these. If you've been around on my channel, you've probably seen my video where I try them out for the first time. These are pretty good markers. I don't typically use a chisel, but we will try to make it work. We have a pen pastel in bright yellow green. I actually just opened a bunch of these in the Fall Art Snacks quarterly box, so I feel like a very experienced pen pastel user now. Okay, just kidding. But this is a really pretty color, and it's really cohesive with the markers and the fine liner that we got, so I'm excited to give pan pastels another try. So that is everything in the Sketchbox Product Design Premium Box. Next, I am going to do some swatching, and then we will make some art. I'm going to swatch everything in the Borden and Riley Bristol pad. I have never tried this paper before, and it feels really smooth and nice, so I'm really curious to see how the markers and fine liner feel on this paper. First, I am going to test out the Goldfaber sketching pencil in 4H. This pencil feels really scratchy to me. I know you're supposed to sketch technically with harder lead pencils, but I really dislike it. I like to sketch with softer lead. I know that's not technically correct, but I want to feel like I'm drawing on a stick of butter, okay? Let me live my life. Next, I'm swatching the Copic multiliner in olive. This color is so pretty. I'm not usually a big fan of green. Like, I don't use a lot of green normally, but this is really pretty. Okay, so next I'm gonna swatch the Copic markers, first with the Copic Chow. I was wondering if the Chow would feel any different than a sketch marker, and it really doesn't. It feels exactly the same. So I'm not really sure, other than it being smaller in size, I'm not really sure what the difference is between these two. Okay, next I'm going to swatch the pen pastels. Pen pastel, singular. Just like last time I swatched these, this is super vibrant, super pigmented. It's really fun to swatch. I actually think I'm better at swatching these than I am at using them. Is that a thing? But yeah, this color is like super bright and it goes on the paper really nicely. I love it. Next, I'm swatching the OLO markers. They sent us two colors. We have a lighter gray and a darker gray, which is really nice. I appreciate having two different grays on one marker. It's really convenient. But yeah, it's an alcohol marker. It swatches just like the Copics, basically. With my swatching done, I want to play around with these supplies and draw something with them. So with all the greens, I was thinking about like frogs, and I was just gonna draw a bunch of like regular frogs. But then I got to sketching and I was like, what if the frog was wearing a hat? So I decided to draw a frog with a hat. I begrudgingly used the 4H pencil to sketch it out because that was what was included in the box. But I was not pleased about it. This pencil is so scratchy and you can barely even see the sketch. I tried to edit the contrast in the video so you could maybe see the sketch, but you really just can't. I really hate 4H pencils. Okay, so now I'm lining it with the Copic multiliner. This multiliner was delightful to use. I really enjoyed the color. I thought the 0.3 was a really good size relative to the size of paper that they gave us. So unlike the scratchy pencil, I really enjoyed using this fine liner. Next, I'm using the lighter of the 2 green markers to color in the frog's skin. And this is the Copic Chow marker, which, like I said earlier during swatching, it feels exactly like a Copic sketch marker, so that's cool. Then I'm using the dark green, which is the Copic sketch in YG06, and I'm coloring the frog's hat and some of the darker areas on their skin. And then the last of the markers, I'm using the OLO marker, starting with the lighter gray and just sort of blocking in some areas of shadow. And since the lighter gray was the chisel tip, I tried to like lean into the chisel tip shape and just make some like chunky shadow shapes. And then I'm using the darker gray to make the frog's hat a deeper shade of green. Next, I'm using the dark gray brush tip to add some froggy spots and some detail and texture to the frog's skin. And now I'm going back in with the Copic multiliner and just adding some detail and additional line work to add some visual interest to the drawing. I really enjoyed using this paper. It's so smooth and it works really well with the multiliner and the alcohol markers. So I definitely feel like I'll be using this little pad again, and it'd be really cool if there was a sketchbook that used this paper. I wonder if there is. But yeah, anyway, I really like this paper. And then once the line work is done with the olive multiliner, I use the pan pastel to add some highlights around the frog's skin and some highlights on the frog's hat. After that was finished, I decided to use two things that weren't included in the box just because I really liked this illustration. I was having a lot of fun with this frog and I wanted to add just some additional contrast and line weight to the line work. So I grabbed my Tombow Fude brush pen, and you'll see in a minute I'll go in also with a white gel pen just to sort of, again, just add that extra contrast. And that's it. That's the finished illustration. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider giving it a like and a subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!